Someone had asked a rather interesting question at one point, and it was, why does failure have to exist? And that question was asked in a post lamenting about how they hate failing and it makes them want to give up and blah, 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 blah. It's such a redundant question in my mind because failure absolutely has to exist in order for success to exist. I want you to understand something. Let's imagine you're trying to become a world champion at boxing, but you want to do so without getting punched in the face. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Because it is. Could you Muhammad Ali and then you're dancing in the corner? Maybe you could. Maybe. But I'd be willing to bet you're going to get punched in the face once or twice while you're getting to that level of movement. You understand? It doesn't work like that. You can't become a world champion boxer without getting punched in the face. Just like you can't make it in business without failed businesses. Just like you can't make it in the gym without injuring yourself every now and again. Just like you can't make it in life, in your relationships, without a few heartbreaks. You have to understand you fail your way to success. It's an old adage. People hate when I say it. People hate hearing it, but it's true. And it's true because trial and error is required to be successful in any realm of human endeavor, any whatsoever. Mistakes are inevitable. You will get punched in the face. But what makes the difference is whether or not you use getting punched in the face as an excuse to throw in the towel and give up, or if you learn from it, get up off the mat and try again. You understand? If you're afraid of failing, I need you to see it for what it is. You are not afraid of the failure itself. You are afraid of what people are going to think of you if you fail. But you want to know the funny thing? If you fail, no one thinks about you. No one cares. Because it was a thing you tried and you failed, and they're too focused on their own lives to worry about it. Now, if that sounds harsh, it probably is because it is. But it's also the reality of the world. Most people, when you tell them about the happenings of your life, they'll think about it for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then something else will happen in their own life and they'll completely forget about it. So if one of those things happens to be a failure, a failed business, you ask somebody out and they said no, understand, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. And you know what's even funnier? When you do succeed, people still don't care. They're just like, oh, that's cool. Oh, you're in really good shape. Nice. And then they get right back to their lives. Now, as far as garnering haters when you do start succeeding, that's just hate never comes from above. It usually is that people will only root for you until you're doing better than them. And then because you were in the same position as they were, and now you're better than them, and it shines a spotlight on their own brutal laziness and arrogance, they have to try and tear you back down to their level. They're beneath you. That behavior is beneath you. Just don't buy into the bullshit. Okay? But understand, failure is required. It is the requisite for success. Do not fear it. Do not be afraid of tripping up. Do not be afraid of losing ground in business. Do not be afraid of your boss saying no to giving you that promotion or raise. Just try it. If you're trying your actual best, and whatever it is that you're doing, I'm almost going to guarantee that you won't fail. The reason that people do fail is because they give a half-hearted effort, a half-assed effort. They don't actually try. Because if you actually applied yourself in anything, you'd win. You would win, and it would be unquestioning. If you trained for a decade, I guarantee you'd be in shape. If you worked at business, truly tried for a decade, you'd have a successful business. If you worked endlessly to provide a positive influence in the lives of those around you, your relationships would be fantastic. It is guaranteed. Does that mean that you're not going to fail at all in the process? No, you will. That's reality. But you fail your way to success, just like the old adage says. Understood? Fantastic. My name is Christopher Strobach. I get on here and I rant about anecdotal mindsets I've found to be extremely useful to me. My hope being is that they're extremely useful to you. If you found any value in anything that I just said whatsoever, the only thing I ask is that you make use of it. If you want to connect with me, talk to me, message me, anything along those lines, there are various links in the description. You can click the buttons, you cannot click the buttons. I don't really care. What I do care about is that you get after it, kick some ass, and I'll see you next time.